The following opinions are solely those of BoatTEST.com and its test captain.
Hi, Captain Steve for BoatTEST.com, and today we're going to test and inspect the Bluewater 2550, powered by a pair of Evinrude E-Tech G2 HO outboards. Although the family can come along, this boat is aimed at the serious fisherman with standard features like a large 35-gallon livewell, insulated fish boxes, and below-deck rod storage. Let's take a look. The use of an outboard bracket gives this 25-foot boat the usable cockpit space of a 28-footer. The setback of the engines also enhance the hull's running characteristics and performance. A 24-degree dead rise splits the waves, which helps gives the hull a smooth ride. The Bluewater 2550 has a maximum rated horsepower of 400, which was how our test boat was powered. The pair of Evinrude G2 outboards had 25-inch shafts and turned 18-inch pitch by 15-inch diameter RX4 4-blade stainless steel props. With 2 people aboard and 175 gallons of fuel, our test boat weighed an estimated 6,124 pounds. We recorded a top speed of 52 miles per hour at 5,500 RPM. Best cruise came in at 3,500 RPM, where the boat ran 33 miles per hour, burned 14.1 gallons per hour, got 2.3 miles per gallon, and a range of 376 statute miles, all while holding back a 10% reserve of the boat's 178-gallon fuel capacity. Evinrude claims that its new E-Tech G2 series of engines gets 15% better fuel economy when using the ICOMIA testing standards. And some of that additional efficiency is achieved by the sleek SLX gear cases, which have a hydrodynamic design that produces less drag without sacrificing speed and acceleration. In acceleration tests, Evinrude's other claim of having 20% more torque could be felt as our test boat went from 0 to 20 miles per hour in 4.1 seconds and 30 miles per hour in 5.9 seconds. Now, let's give this 2550 center console a thorough inspection. Starting at the bow, the anchor is flanked by a pair of 8-inch pop-up cleats. The anchor roller and windlass are molded into the bow deck, which is a nice feature that keeps everything flush with the deck. Aft of the windlass, there's a road locker that's accessible through a molded fiberglass hatch. A cleat inside here would be a useful addition to take the pressure off the windlass while on the hook. Built into the sole of the bow deck are 3 insulated boxes. The center is a 480-quart fully lined fish box with elevated rod holders to secure your combos when not in use. Going forward up onto the bow deck, there's a step up to keep from being too deep inside the boat due to the high freeboard. Gunnels have flush-mounted rod holders, cup holders, an 8-inch pop-up spring-line cleat, and handrails. The front of the center console has a built-in seat that includes an insulated cooler below the seat cushion. The layout of the center console is all business. It's large enough to include more than just the steering and controls, but not so big that it overpowers the boat or takes up too much deck space. The storage compartment keeps personal gear like cell phones close at hand. The compass centered on the helm makes navigation easier. With the steering mounted to port, it leaves plenty of room for an additional passenger to seek shelter behind the windshield. An Evinrude exclusive is dynamic power steering for improved handling, which allows the captain to select the steering sensitivity. The Icon 2 premium throttle and shift control is fly-by-wire. Evinrude's built-in feature, iTrim, automatically trims your engine, allowing even a novice driver to trim like a pro. The base of the console has a SeaDeck mat, and just above is a built-in footrest. Just above are 2 built-in tackle storage boxes with removable trays. The center console has a bifold door to allow access into the console and not block the walkway on the side. The interior of the console is large enough for an optional marine head and has 5.5 feet of headroom. Rocket launcher-style rod holders are on the back of the leaning post and the aft portion of the T-top. 7 more rod holders are flush-mounted to the cap rails, and we counted 24 rod holders in all. In each corner of the cockpit are stainless steel drains with strainers. In the stern cockpit sole are a pair of insulated fish boxes with fiberglass hatches held open by stainless steel gas shocks. Attached to the transom bulkhead is a folding stern seat with a removable backrest. Below the seat is access to the bilge batteries, pumps, and other systems. The transom bulkhead has a 35-gallon live well with LED lighting. To port is a bait prep sink with pull-out spray head. The stern cockpit has 25 inches of freeboard, and the transom walk-through is 14 inches wide. Walking through the transom door leads to an Armstrong outboard bracket that sets the engines further from the transom, which allows for a higher mounting height. This lessens the drag of the lower units. Notice how clean the rigging is at the transom, with all of the E-Tech G2's controls running through one 2-inch rigging tube. Also notice how the tube stays stationary as the outboard turns. In our opinion, this boat may be best suited for the price-conscious angler who wants to fish far offshore without the overcommitment of a larger center console. That's my full inspection and sea trial of the 2550 from Bluewater, powered by twin Evinrude E-Tech G2 200s. For BoatTEST.com, I'm Captain Steve. We'll see you on the water.